Sign it, Elena said. Her voice cut like winter air. I looked down at the divorce papers lying between us on the kitchen island. Then I looked at her. She wore a cream silk dress that cost more than our old rent for 6 months, purchased with revenue from the startup I had bled 5 years to keep alive. Are you sure? I asked. My voice surprised me. It didn't tremble. I'm outgrowing you, Liam, she answered, glancing at the thin gold watch on her wrist. Marcus is taking the company international. You're comfortable. I need someone who matches my momentum. Don't drag this out. Just sign. She waited for tears. For memories of me working double shifts to cover payroll when investors ghosted. For me to beg. Instead I reached for the pen. Okay, I said simply. I signed every flagged page, slid the stack toward her, stood up, and walked to the bedroom to pack. I didn't glance back. I didn't need to. Some debts the universe collects on its own. Chapter 1, The Sound of a Pen. Sign it, Elena repeated, colder this time. The word divorce sat heavy in 12-point font across the top page. I studied her face, the same face I once woke up to every morning, now framed by salon-perfect waves and diamond studs. 5 years earlier she used to steal my hoodies and fall asleep on my chest while we sketched logo ideas on napkins. I gave up my architecture license, took retail graveyard shifts, co-signed every loan so her dream wouldn't die. Are you really sure, Elena? I asked again, voice level. She exhaled sharply. You're still living in yesterday. I'm building tomorrow, and you're not in the blueprint anymore. Marcus sees the big picture. You see, memories. The front door opened. Chloe strode in like she owned the place, already scrolling her phone. Is he still arguing? She snorted. Marcus's car is waiting. The gala starts in 40 minutes. I looked from Chloe's smirk to Elena's impatient expression. The woman I loved had been replaced by someone who measured worth in funding rounds and private jets. I'm not arguing, I said quietly. I picked up the pen. My fingers were steady. Each signature, Liam Vance, Liam Vance, Liam Vance, felt like removing bricks from a wall I'd been carrying alone. There, I said, pushing the documents across the marble. Done. Elena blinked, thrown. She had rehearsed this scene with me breaking. When I didn't, irritation flickered across her face. That's it? She asked. That's it. I stood. I'll pack and be gone tonight. You don't have to leave tonight, she said, though the words lacked conviction. I want to. As I zipped my old suitcase, I heard Chloe's stage whisper from the kitchen. Told you. Dead weight. Now you can finally breathe. I closed my eyes for 1 second. They thought they were watching me fall. They had no idea I was finally being set free. Before we continue, subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Which moment hit you hardest so far? Chapter 2, 10 Years in One Box. The 30-minute drive to Noah's garage felt like crossing an ocean. 3 cardboard boxes and 1 suitcase held 15 years of my life. Every traffic light asked the same question, how did you let it reach this point? When I pulled into the gravel lot, Noah was already outside, wiping grease from his hands. One look at my face and the wrench clattered to the concrete. She actually did it, he said. Not a question. I signed. It's finished. He crossed the distance in 3 strides and pulled me into a bear hug that smelled like motor oil and spearmint. You're too damn good for her, man. Always were. She let that Marcus snake convince her otherwise. She called me stagnant. My voice cracked on the last syllable. Noah stepped back. Stagnant? You're the guy who designed award-winning concepts before you were 25. You just spent half a decade holding up someone else's ladder. I've got nowhere to go, I admitted. Spare room upstairs. Smells like tires and regret, but it's yours. Stay until you're steady again. We carried the boxes up the narrow metal stairs. In the last one I found my old college portfolio, sketches of soaring libraries, cantilevered bridges, buildings that breathed light. You kept these? Noah asked, leaning in the doorway. Thought they were dead. Start drawing again, Liam. Show the world, and her, what stagnant really looks like when it decides to move. That night I didn't check Instagram. Didn't wait for her apology text that would never come. I sat at a rickety folding table, opened a fresh sketchpad, and drew. For the first time in years the lines belonged to me. Chapter 3, Different Worlds. Next morning a news alert lit my phone. Tech darling Elena Vance seals Series A with visionary investor Marcus Thorne. The photo showed her laughing, champagne flute tilted toward him like a toast to a new life. I deleted the app. Showered. Ironed my last clean dress shirt. Grabbed the portfolio. An hour later I stood outside Henderson and Associates glass tower. Liam? Holy hell. Mr. Henderson, silver hair, sharper mind, stopped mid-stride. 5 years. 5 years since I told you I was leaving architecture to support my wife's dream. And I told you it was a mistake. He motioned me inside. So. Did the dream come true? It did. Then she decided the dream no longer included me. We're divorced. He studied me for a long moment. And now you want back in? I never stopped being an architect in here, I tapped my temple. I just stopped building for myself. I slid the portfolio across his desk. He opened it. Flipped slowly. The silence lasted forever. These are furious, he said finally. And brilliant. There's a hunger here most of my seniors lost a decade ago. I'm not asking for senior. I'll start wherever you need me. Grunt work. Late nights. I just need the chance. You'll be the oldest junior on the floor. First in, last out. Younger kids will pass you on the org chart. Can you swallow that? I swallowed worse the day I signed those papers. He nodded once. 8 a.m. tomorrow. Don't make me regret it. As I left the building my phone buzzed, text from Margaret, Elena's mother. Heard you're gone. Smart. Elena deserves someone who can actually keep up. Don't embarrass yourself asking for money. You didn't earn any of it. I blocked her. For the first time in years I felt taller walking into the subway. Chapter 4, The Golden Cage. The design floor hummed with youth and ambition. I was the dinosaur among interns, but I didn't care. That's where I met Maya. New guy, right? The one Henderson handpicked. She set a coffee beside my mouse. Maya. Senior designer. And yes, I know who your ex is. Hard to miss. I'm not here because of her. I'm here because I still know how to draw. I saw your sketches. They're alive. Most people here design for clients. You design like the building owes you something. She smiled. Also, you look like you haven't slept since Obama was president. Take breaks, Liam. We worked side by side for hours. Talking structure, light, negative space. For the first time in forever the conversation wasn't about quarterly projections or influencer partnerships. Later I stepped out for air. A black SUV rolled up. Ben, Elena's former assistant, climbed out looking haunted. Liam? He glanced around like someone might be watching. It's bad in there. Marcus fired half the team. Moved her office into his building. She doesn't really run anything anymore. She wanted vision. Sounds like she got it. She's stressed. Asked about you yesterday. Wanted to know if you're still crashing at a garage. Tell her I'm fine. Tell her not to worry. Ben lowered his voice. He's taking huge loans in the company name. She thinks it's expansion. I think it's something darker. Not my circus anymore, Ben. I walked away. Heart racing, not from fear for her. From relief. Chapter 5, First Crack. 2 weeks later my phone rang. Unknown number. Liam. Elena's voice, small, frayed. What do you want? There's paperwork, old joint accounts. Marcus's lawyers found issues from when you handled the books. Can you come to the office? Just 30 minutes. No paperwork exists. My books were clean. If there's an issue, your legal team can contact mine. Liam, please. For old time's sake. I looked at my reflection in the conference room glass, charcoal suit, clean lines. I looked like someone who belonged. Tomorrow. Noon. 30 minutes. The Thorn Plaza lobby screamed new money. Employees moved like frightened deer. Elena waited in a private lounge. Thinner. Eyes shadowed. You look different, she whispered. I am different. No paperwork, she admitted. I just needed to see you. Marcus is pushing me to pledge my last shares as collateral. He says it's the only path to global scale. I let out a short, humorless laugh. You're asking me? The man you said couldn't match your ambition? They got in my head, Marcus, Chloe. Told me you were holding me back. Now everything feels hollow. He doesn't care about the product. Only the valuation. That's what predators do. They wear vision like a mask. Wait, she caught my sleeve. Can't you just look at the contracts? You always saw the traps. I spent 5 years seeing traps for you. My job now is designing buildings. If you need a consultant, hire one. You're being cruel. No. I'm finally being honest. I left. Marcus waited by the elevators, glaring. I gave him the smallest nod, the nod you give someone already falling. Chapter 6, The Illusion Crumbles. Tuesday morning. Break room. Donuts with Maya. TV flashed red, Thorn Industries raided, securities fraud. Marcus in handcuffs. Elena trailing behind, shell-shocked, cameras in her face. Maya's eyes widened. That's her, isn't it? Yeah. The story unraveled fast. Marcus hadn't invested. He'd used Elena's legitimate company as a front to launder money from a collapsed Ponzi real estate scheme. My phone exploded. Chloe first, sobbing. Liam, you have to come. Feds everywhere. Elena's locked in her office crying. You know the filing system. Where's Marcus? I thought he had vision. He lied. Please, she's your wife. Ex-wife. And you told her I was holding her back. Goodbye, Chloe. Click. Then Margaret. I didn't answer. On screen, a tall woman in a sharp suit spoke to reporters. I'm Victoria Thorne, Marcus's legal wife and majority shareholder. Elena Vance was a temporary asset, a convenient shield. We are liquidating everything tied to her brand. Total erasure. Maya touched my arm. You okay? I looked at the blueprints in front of me. I'm fine. I have a deadline. I turned my back on the screen and kept drawing. Chapter 7, Empty Apologies. Mid-meeting my assistant interrupted. Woman in the lobby. Your mother-in-law. Won't leave. Margaret looked a decade older, scarf askew, mascara smudged. Liam, thank God. She reached for me. They're taking the house. Elena could go to prison. You have to help. You have that lawyer. You have money now. I kept my hands in my pockets. I'm in the middle of a meeting, Margaret. How can you talk about meetings right now? Her voice cracked. We were wrong. Blinded by the shine. But you were always steady. Just a small loan for the lawyers. I spent 5 years paying for her mistakes. I'm retired from that position. You monster. No. Just a man who finally learned the price of loyalty. I turned. Maya waited near the elevators. You good? She asked. Never better. Lunch? My treat. Chapter 8, The Rainy Night. 6 weeks later. Pouring rain. I sprinted from car to lobby, and stopped. Elena stood against the brick wall, soaked, mascara rivers on her cheeks. No makeup. No armor. Liam, her voice broke. How did you find me? I begged Noah. He told me to leave. I had nowhere else. The old reflex stirred, wrapped my jacket around her, promised to fix it. But that reflex was ashes now. Why are you here? I made the biggest mistake of my life. She stepped closer. Marcus used me. Chloe ghosted the second the accounts froze. My mother's with cousins who hate me. I'm alone. Lightning cracked. I want to go home, she whispered. Back to when it was just us. When we had nothing but each other. I'm so sorry. You were the only one who stayed. The only one who loved me, not the company, not the money. Me. She sank to her knees on the wet concrete. I looked down at her. Felt pity. Felt sadness. Felt nothing that pulled me toward her. I forgive you, Elena. Her head snapped up. Hope flared. You do? I forgive you, I said again. But I don't want you back. The hope collapsed. I killed the man who would have stayed in this rain with you, I continued. You killed him the day you looked at me like I was holding you back. Please, just one night. I have nothing. There's a motel 2 blocks down. I'll pay for 1 week. That's the last thing I'll do for you as your ex-husband. You're really going to leave me here? You left me when I was still all in. I pulled an umbrella from my bag, opened it, placed it in her hands. Then a few $100, more than fair. Don't come back. My lawyer will finish the last paperwork. After that, we're strangers. Liam. I swiped my key. The door clicked shut behind me. Her fist hit the glass once. Twice. Then silence. Inside the elevator I exhaled. The weight I'd carried for years was finally gone. Chapter 9, Closing the Door, merged smoothly into final arc. Chapter 10, The Sunlight. 6 months later. I stood on a construction platform, hard hat on, watching cranes lift steel into the sky. The new city cultural center, my design. The angry sketches from a garage desk had become the most talked about project in years. Maya appeared beside me, 2 coffees in hand. Looks even better in steel than on paper. It feels like a beginning, I said. Heard the news, she added quietly. Elena's trial wrapped. No jail, but restitution orders wiped her out. She's waiting tables back in her hometown. I nodded slowly. No joy. No bitterness. Just quiet closure. I hope she finds something real this time, I said. But I'm glad it's not my job to hand it to her. Noah texted, saw your building on the news. From garage to skyline. Beers tonight. Proud of you. Mr. Henderson approached. Mayor's ready for the ribbon. You're up, Liam. Time to show everyone what stagnant looks like when it finally moves. I laughed. The sun broke through. Golden light poured over the site. I stepped to the podium, looked at Maya in the front row, felt the pencil calluses on my fingers, remembered the sound of that pen on divorce papers years ago. She hadn't destroyed me. She'd cleared the ground. I took the microphone. For the first time in my life, I began, I'm not building someone else's dream. The crowd waited. I smiled. I'm building mine.